can sit up straight or you can lay down, whatever feels right to you. I've been doing a lot of breath work. And yesterday it was, I think we all know like how potent breath work can be, but yet we'll just like not do it for days or weeks on end. Or think like that we have to wait until it's the right time, till it's meditation time or yoga time. But the nice thing about the breath work is you don't have to wait till you have time. It's literally like the key, the secret that's right under our noses, that's right there. And every moment is this tool that we get to explore a little bit. So close your eyes. And allow this inhale through the nose to be the medicine that we all need right now. Invite it in a little deeper. And on your exhale, soften every way you can. Soften through your heart space, through your mind. Now see how long, I know I always say this, but really truly see how long you can draw this inhale out. You're just taking the tiniest little bit of air. Maybe you can make it last 10 seconds or even longer. Doesn't matter how long, but just keep it going and keep it going and keep softening. So keep breathing while I talk a little bit here, because yesterday I just had this little realization in my breathing. So every time we inhale, that's a sympathetic nervous system response. And when we exhale, it's a parasympathetic nervous response. So you might sense that on the inhale, it's kind of this like adrenal response, like, all right, I'm ready for action, let's go, let's go. And the exhale, you're like, let's just let it go. And that's just what we're dealing with, right? Oscillating in and out of those two systems all the time. But notice how on the inhale, you actually might be inviting some of that tension back without knowing it. Maybe you're bringing some tension into your face or your shoulders, just even to allow that breath to expand your body. And that's why on every exhale, there's still more to let go of. And then see if you cannot bring that tension in with the inhale. See if you can soften just like you do on the exhale with the inhale. See if you can almost sense this timelessness, this ever-present spaciousness. Keep breathing just like this. Imagine you're looking up at the night sky full of brilliant stars. But imagine the part of this image that's actually spectacular isn't the shiny stars, it's the space, the infinite expanse of space that holds the stars. Imagine you have that same depth within you. And see if you can continue allowing every inhale to expand.
Hey, Rachelle, the internet connection's pretty bad. Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
It might just be me, but I think it's the internet connection's
It's
kind of spotty.
me. Shoot, thanks for telling me.
Yeah, I'm like, this is what she's saying. I'm sorry.
Dang it. All right. Well, just keep breathing, and maybe when we're moving, it'll be easier because you can see what I'm doing. Thanks for telling me. All right, so imagine every time you inhale, you're expanding your energy to way out beyond this body until you can sense that expansiveness, that depth, that infinite space between the stars. So stay in this space of expansiveness, of timelessness, but open your eyes. Continue breathing deep and slow through your nose as we start to move our body. All right, we're gonna stretch the wrists a little bit. You can either press the backs of them together. I kind of like to plant them right here on my hips. Just getting that nice stretch through the back of the wrist. Inhale, a little length into the spine. Exhale, softness. Now we're just gonna bring the soles of the feet together and say hello to the inner thighs. Continue lengthening and lifting through the heart. Now just let your breath do the work. You don't need to fold forward or find your max stretch yet. Just allow your breath to soften these muscles, this tension. If you want a little bit more, you can press your feet together a little bit and notice how that creates space for your knees to drop down a little more. Now we're gonna bring our feet flat on the ground and come into a reverse tabletop. Inhale as you lift everything up. Draw it out. See how long you can make it last. Exhale, slowly lower back down. Find a little rounding. Each inhale will lift you back up. Press into the hands and the feet. Exhale, come back down and round the spine. Inhale, lift the hips, lift the heart. Exhale, round. This time we'll hold it up in that reverse tabletop. Press into all toes, all four corners of the feet, all the fingers, all the knuckles, rooting down, heart is lifting up. One more breath. And slowly release. We're gonna roll over to the hands and the knees for a few rounds of cat-cow. Take your time. Let the breath be this magic potion that's allowing you to move fluidly and to soften. Stay in that place of wonder that it's this little secret gem that's right under our noses, and utilize it. After your next exhale, come back to a neutral spine. Inhale, peel the right arm up towards the sky. Now, reach around for that left hip. Maybe you can grab a hold of it, maybe not. And then sit back on the heels. And now walk your left fingertips out to the left just a little bit and drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Let your shoulders soften down the back. One more breath. And now reach the left arm up and over. Keep rooting down into the left sit bone, and lifting through the heart, soften through the face and the shoulders. And then plant that left hand back down, reach the right hand straight back behind you. And then bend at the elbow to let your hand drop past your hip, and then reach your right hand forward as your left foot lifts up and lengthen out. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose and round your spine. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale, round it out. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Keep that foot lifted. Plant the right hand. Curl the right toes. Come on up, three-legged dog. Let your head be heavy. You can bend the knee a couple times or sink into the heel and come up on the toe. Start to roll the left ankle out a little bit. Stay with that breath, deep and slow through the nose. Maybe switch directions with the ankle and settle into that right heel. And then set the left foot down to meet the right, downward facing dog. Let your breath help you settle in a little bit more, creating long lines of energy. Slowly lower back down, hands and knees. Inhale, peel the left arm up. Maybe reach it around for that right hip. Sit back on the heels. Lengthen up and then take a walk with those right fingertips and let the right ear drop towards the right shoulder. Soften. One more breath. Now reach that right arm up and over. Plant that right sit bone down a little more. Draw that elbow back to lift the heart. Slowly bring the right hand back. Reach the left hand straight back. Bend at the elbow to drop the hand past the hip. Reach the left hand forward. Lift the right leg up. Find all the length. Exhale, round it out. Knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale, round it out. One more time, lengthen and lift. Keep the foot lifted. Plant the hand, curl the toes. Three-legged dog. Head is heavy. Maybe bending into that knee a couple times or lowering the heel down. Start to roll that right ankle out. Press through the fingers and knuckles. Switch directions. Lower the right foot, downward facing dog, and settle in here. Inhale, roll forward into plank. Find this nice long line of energy here. And lower through chaturanga or knees, chest, chin, baby cobra. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Now bend the knees kind of a lot. And we're going to take just a couple little hops towards the top of the mat. Step your feet about hip width distance apart. And lower the booty as low as you can get it. Reach the hands forward. And then lift the hips coming into a fold. Let your head be heavy. Let's just shake everything out a little bit. Let your breath help everything move fluidly here as you let go of some of that tension in the head, the neck, the face. Press into the feet and slowly roll up. Let your head and arms stay heavy. Now really press into the feet and grow a little taller. Soften the shoulders down the back. We're going to lift the right knee up as high as we can and then straighten the right leg out. Point the toe and lift a little bit higher. Now bend the knee and we'll bring it into tree pose. Bringing that foot to the thigh if you can. Or maybe the toes need to stay touching the ground for balance today. Bring your hands to your heart. Press your hips forward. One more breath. Now lift that knee high again. Kick that leg out. Point the toe. Lift a little higher. Bend at the knee. Bring that foot back. Kick that leg back. Come down so everything's parallel to the ground. Flex the foot. Point the toes down and slightly in. Slowly step back to crescent lunge. Settle into your crescent lunge. Use your breath. Now hinge forward from the hips. Reach those arms back. Keep the heart lifting and keep rolling the shoulders back. Now lower the hands to frame the foot. Inhale, shine the heart forward. Exhale, lift the hips, straightening into the legs. Inhale, bend the knee, shine it forward. Exhale, lift up. Maybe the toes lift up too. 2 more times with your own breath. Move slowly. Make this really fluid. And now crawl over towards the right to a wide leg forward fold. Bend your right knee and kind of just sweep your body over to the right and just move around a little bit here, bending into the knees, warming things up, letting things be fluid. Slowly come back to center and just walk your hands out like a wide leg downward facing dog. So hands about shoulder width distance, let your head fall between that space. And feel how you can create space by pressing through the hands more to hollow out the armpits, drawing the shoulders out of the ears. Still doing all the things we do in down dog, but noticing how different this feels. Maybe starting to lower the elbows down towards the ground. One more breath. Slowly walk the hands back under the shoulders. Crawl over to the left towards the top of the mat. Turn all your toes to face forward. And come back up to crescent lunge. Settle into it. Again, hinge forward, reach those arms back. Now we're going to come up to reverse triangles. So the right heel is going to spin out and down. The legs are going to straighten. The left hand reaches up high. Now we're going to come into triangle pose. So press the hips back, reach the arms forward, and come on down. Keep both sides of the waist long. Start to roll that right shoulder back, creating space for your heart to open towards the sky. Reach through the fingers, soften through the face, the neck. Press down into the feet. Press the hips towards that long edge of the mat. Now from here we come into reverse warrior. So the left knee bends a lot, left hand comes up. And we cartwheel the hands to the mat. Step the right foot forward to meet the left. Bend the knees a lot. Lower the booty as low as you can get it. Reach the arms forward. And then fold forward. Press into the feet and slowly roll up or come up any way you like. Bring your hands to your hips, lift the left knee as high as you can, and then straighten the leg. Point the toe, keep lifting the leg. Bend at the knee, bring the foot back. Bring the hands to the heart and come down so everything's parallel to the ground. Flex that foot. Slow motion, step back, crescent lunge, and sink in. Oh, tree pose, right? Tree pose, come back. Yeah, press your foot into your thigh. Scoop your hips forward and bring your hands to your heart. Still trying to hold on to each breath as long as you can. Still trying to soften on the inhale and the exhale. One more breath. Now lift that knee high, kick it forward, and slowly hinge back. Everything parallel to the ground, slow motion, step back, crescent lunge, reach up out of the waist and sink in. Upper body hinges forward, arms reach back, shoulders rolling open to open the heart. Lower the hands down, inhale, shine the heart forward. Exhale, lift the hips, straightening into the legs. 3 more times with your own breath. Maybe those right toes lift off the ground and draw back towards your face. Crawl over towards the left, turn those toes, wide leg forward, fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold, head is heavy. Walk the hands back between the legs. Start to tip a little weight into the balls of the feet and soften anywhere you can. One more breath. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Walk your hands back towards the top of the mat. Turn all your toes to face forward. Come up, crescent lunge. Settle in. From here, reverse triangle. Left heel spins out and down. Legs straighten. Right arm reaches up. Shift the hips back. Reach forward. Come down into that triangle pose. Pressing down into the feet. Gazing up at the left hand. Creating space. And then softening into that space. On the inhale, bend the right knee, reverse warrior. Cartwheel hands down. Step the left foot forward. Lower the booty, reach the hands forward, and then fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, chaturanga, or knees, chest, chin, baby cobra. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Okay, shift your gaze up between your hands, bend your knees, and take a couple hops to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway, and exhale, fold. Press into the feet, slowly come up any way you like. Now step the feet as wide as the hips, and we're just gonna let the arms swing side to side here. Stay with your breath. Slowly come back to stillness in the center. Lift the right knee as high as you can. Straighten the leg out, point the toe, lift a little higher. And now we'll slowly come into tree, but bringing the heel right up into the center line. Or you can just press the foot into the thigh again if you like. So you can bring the right hand to the heart, or you can bring it around the back, trying to grab that big toe. Scoop the hips forward. Let the knee fall back. Inhale, grow a little taller without inviting any of that tension back in. And exhale, soften. Notice how when we're not bringing that tension back with each inhale, we can let go a little deeper, unraveling, unwinding a little deeper than just letting go of that tension we just invited back. All right, lift the knee up, kick the leg out. Bring your hands to your heart, hinge forward, shoot that leg back. Plant the left fingertips in front of the left toes, roll the right arm up towards the sky. Turn the toes open towards the long edge of the mat to stack the hips and stack the shoulders. Roll that right shoulder back, find your breath. Press back through the heel one more time and feel something opening as you create some space. We'll come all the way up to reverse warrior. Bend the left knee a lot. Slow motion, step it back, left hand reaches up. Come into warrior two. And then we'll come right back into crescent lunge. Coming up on those back toes, settle into your crescent lunge. And now reverse warrior, right heel spins out and down, left hand reaches up. Press the hips back, reach forward, triangle pose. Inhale, reverse warrior, press the left knee forward, come all the way up. Cartwheel your hands down, step back to plank and lower through chaturanga, meeting back in downward facing dog. Settle in here for the deepest, slowest breath. Shift your gaze up, bend your knees, take a couple hops or one big hop to the top. Lower your booty, reach the arms forward, and then fold forward, head is heavy. Slowly come up, pressing into the feet. Roll the shoulders back to open the heart. Lift the left knee as high as you can. Straighten the leg, point the toe. And then come into bringing that left heel right into the center line. Cup those right toes. Left hand to the heart or reach it around. Find your breath. Imagine on every inhale, you're lengthening all the lines, the legs, the spine, the neck. On the exhale, you're softening into that space. But see if you can lengthen and create that space without any unnecessary tension. Allowing the inhale to soften you through the eyes and the jaw, just like the exhale. All right, lift that knee up, straighten the leg out, bring the hands to the heart. Hinge forward, shoot that leg back, plant the right fingertips, roll the left arm open, roll the toes open towards the long edge, try to stack the hips and the shoulders. Press back through the heel. Slow motion, step back, reverse warrior, right knee bends a lot. And then come into warrior two, right into crescent lunge. Come up on those back toes and settle in. From here, we reverse triangle, right leg straightens, right hand reaches up. And now triangle pose, shift the hips back, reach forward and drop in. Inhale, reverse warrior, bend the right knee, come on up. Cartwheel the hands down, step it back to plank and lower through chaturanga. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Now let's just lower down to the knees, coming to a child's pose. And do a little more breathing. Trying to get in the habit of using this tool, even when we're not just lying on the ground or in meditation, but also getting in the habit of when we realize we're not breathing deep and slow through the nose, and trying to create that space and that expansiveness, and training ourselves to just come down to the ground, wherever we are, closing our eyes if we can, and dropping back in. What if it really was the key to all happiness? What if it really was God or love or all the cliche things just right here in your breath? What if every time you inhale and invite that prana and life force into your body, you're ultimately making the choice right there, whether it's just going to be kind of like any old breath and just this mundane, getting through the day breath, or if it's going to be this deep, expansive, rich, loving breath. What if you knew that the quality of the rest of your life was dependent on the quality of this next breath? How would you breathe? And what if that was true? What if you could stay right here in this place, knowing that the quality of your life is dependent on the quality of every moment and every breath you take? Not in a way that feels heavy or like too much pressure, but that feels liberating, like you can let everything else go and just rest assured that if you can make the choice to make this breath a little bit richer and last a little bit longer, and let it help you to soften and let go, maybe everything's going to be just a little bit easier. So stay with this breath as we start to move our bodies again. Slowly come on up, downward facing dog. Find those long lines of energy. Soften into that space you're creating. Come back to that imagery of the space holding the stars, and imagine you are the space. Instead of you are this body, imagine you're the space around this body, holding space for this being. Lower your elbows down towards the ground. Come into a dolphin pose. Let your head drop into that space. Maybe step your feet in just a little bit closer. Try to expand your back by wrapping those armpits in towards your face, hollowing them out, just like in down dog. Slowly lower down to the knees. Come back up to the hands and the knees. Inhale, roll the right arm up. Bring it around, maybe grab that left hip again and sit back onto your hips. We're starting over. All right, soften. Walk the left fingertips out to the left. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. And soften a little more. Now that we have created a little tension and warmed up a little bit, use your breath to let go of this tension. Feel your face and your shoulders grow visibly softer with the exhale. Press down to the left sit bone as the left hand reaches up and back. Lower the left hand down, come back hands and knees. Reach the right arm straight back, bend at the elbow, drop the hand past the hip, reach the right hand forward and the left foot back. Find all the length. Exhale, round it out. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale, round it out. One more time, we'll lengthen and lift. Keep the foot lifted, plant the hand, curl the toes, shoot it up, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hips. Head stays heavy. Press into the hands evenly. Slowly come back, downward facing dog. Settle in here. Lower the elbows down, dolphin pose. Let the head be heavy. Create some space. Soften into it. Hold on to each breath. Not missing one opportunity. to make this breath represent everything you want in your life. A little more calm, a little more space. Lower the knees down. Come back up to the hands and the knees and peel the left arm up, reach it around. Sit back on the hips. Soften. Right fingertips walk out to the right. Right ear drops towards the right shoulder. Soften the shoulders. Soften the face. Right sit bone is pressing down as the right hand reaches up. Bring the right hand back down. Reach the left hand straight back. Bend at the elbow. Drop the hand down past the hip. Reach it forward. Right foot reaches back. Lengthen. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale, knee to nose. One more time. We'll lengthen and lift. Keep the foot lifted. Lower the hand down. Curl the toes. Lift up. Three-legged dog. Bend the knee. Open the hips. Keep the heart facing the mat and soften there. And slowly come back downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right foot up high. Exhale, draw the knee to the nose like crescent lunge. Sink in. And from here, we reverse the triangle. So left heel spins out and down, legs straighten, right hand reaches up. From here, triangle pose, shift the hips back, reach forward. Peel the heart open. Bend the right knee, come on up, reverse warrior. Cartwheel the hands down, step the left foot forward, find a powerful chair pose. Bring your hands to your heart. Turn and twist to the right. Slowly curl the left heel in towards the glute. Slow motion, kick it back long so it's parallel to the ground. Slow motion, step back like crescent lunge with a twist. Keep twisting your heart open. See where you can create some space on the inhale and see what can soften into that space on the exhale. Slowly come back up, crescent lunge. Step the left foot forward to meet the right. Sink into that chair. Bring your hands to your heart. Turn and twist to the left. Even though we just skipped some things, but we'll come back. Slowly curl that right heel in towards the glute. Kick that leg back long. Step it back, crescent lunge with a twist. Come back up, crescent lunge. Lower the hands, step it back to plank and lower through chaturanga. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left foot high. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through, crescent lunge. Right into reverse triangle. Left hand reaches up, right heel spins out and down. Triangle pose, shift the hips back, reach forward, and come on down. Reverse warrior, left knee bends a lot. Cartwheel hands down, step the right foot forward. Find your chair. Bring your hands to your heart. Turn and twist to the right. Twist your heart open by rolling that right shoulder back. Curl the left heel in towards the glute. Shoot it back, crescent lunge with a twist. Now open the arms up. Maybe the right arm reaches around for that left hip, and you continue rolling the right shoulder back. Slowly come back up to crescent lunge and open it up to warrior two. Reverse the warrior. Cartwheel hands down. Shoot the right foot up and back, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hips. Maybe you flip it over. Slowly come back to plank and lower through chaturanga. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Shift your gaze up between the hands, bend the knees, walk or hop to the top. Find your chair. Bring your hands to your heart. Turn and twist to the left. Curl the right heel in, shoot the right leg back, step it back. Open the arms up, maybe left hand reaches around. Slowly come back up, crescent lunge, open it up, warrior two. Reverse the warrior. Cartwheel hands down, chaturanga, leading back in downward facing dog. Let's come back down to child's pose and come back down, come back to that breath, that secret. It's right under our noses at all times. Isn't it funny? It seems like that's how life is, right? It's always just these ironic things. It's like, what if really the answer to everything is just the breath? And we all kind of know that, but it's like so obvious and right in our face that it's like easy to go like, yeah, I'll do my breathing work later. It's like, but no, but do it right now, like with every moment, right? Like, don't miss one chance to make this moment a little bit richer, because how can we expect our life to be rich and full if we're filling each moment with these shallow, mundane breaths? See if you can breathe a little deeper. Right before class, I was sitting out here and I had the strangest experience because I was like in this really good space and I was feeling all blissed out, and then like almost instantly I had an opposite experience. There was like bugs crawling on me and I had mosquito bites and I had poison oak and it was like hot, and I was like, wait, what just changed? Like nothing changed except my perspective. And yeah, I could be like, well, the bugs came, or it got hotter, or all these outside influences that I could blame for my perspective shift. But I knew it wasn't true because I flipped it right back. I got right back into that space of, okay, yeah, there's some bugs crawling on me. My foot kind of itches. It's a little bit hot, but I breathed a little deeper and I was like, life is good. At least I'm not in Reno. No, I'm just kidding. I just hear it's really smoky. Oh, it bums me out when I have to breathe that smoke. Okay, take this breath with you. Keep it slow and steady as you come up, downward facing dog. Lower the elbows down to dolphin. Let your head fall. Walk your feet in a little closer. Lift your right foot up high. Come up on your tippy toes and then sink back into that left heel. Keep reaching up through your right foot. And then switch the feet. Peel that left foot up. Come up on the toes and then sink into the heel. And then lower the left foot down. Lower the knees down. And press back to puppy pose. So keep the hips stacked over the knees actually, and just walk the hands forward a little bit. And then let your head fall between that space. Maybe your forehead touches the ground. If you want more, lift those wrists up, coming up on tented fingertips here. I was going to do inversions, but I decided this day was too heavy for inversions. So we're just going to do more floor stretches. Take one more breath. See what you can let go of here. And then slowly flatten out onto your belly. Walk your hands all the way out to the sides like airplane wings. Let your forehead rest. Zip your legs together. Squeeze your toes and heels together. Inhale, lift everything up. You can start to look forward or even up a little bit, but keep softness in your neck. Reach through the fingers, reach through the toes, lift everything up. Draw the arms back just a little bit more and lift them a little higher to lift the heart. And release. Bring your arms by your sides. Let your right ear plant on the mat. Now reach your arms forward, all the way out long, but then just bring them back an inch or two so your shoulders are still in their sockets. Lift your right foot and your left arm. Look down to keep the back of your neck long. Now press down into the right hand and the left foot and find a little more length and a little more lift, but also a little more softness. And release. Let your forehead come back down. Lift the right hand and the left foot as you lift the forehead up. Lengthen through the back of the neck. through the leg, through the arm, but soften through the glute, the face, the jaw, and release. Now we're just going to slowly press up, and we're going to sit onto our left hip and straighten our right leg out. Lift that heel up off the ground, draw the toes back towards the face. Inhale the arms up. So first twist the body to face that right leg and then lengthen out and grab your foot or whatever you can grab. Lift up through the heart, lengthen the spine. Now keep pulling your heart towards the foot. If you can, keep your head up here. If you need to let your head drop, that's fine. Just keep your heart lifted, all right? On the inhale, see where you can create space in your body, space in your mind. On the exhale, soften into that space. One more breath. And now bring your right elbow right inside of your right knee and peel your left arm up towards the sky. Use some leverage to twist the heart open and then reach for your toes. Keep rooting down into the left knee and sit bone. Keep those toes drawing back towards the face. Now peel the heart open and reach through the fingers. Slowly come back up and straighten the left leg. Bring the right foot in. Kick out through the heel. Inhale, arms up. Turn to face the leg and lengthen out. Use your breath. So I gotta tell you, teaching on Zoom has been kind of a wild experience. Like, you know, that we always talk about like that we're a projection or hologram. And watching this projection of yourself, especially while you're doing yoga and breathing, it's been a really wild, like kind of altered state experience. It's been really trippy. Take one more breath here. Like several times I'm like, that's not me. It's just my body. But we are not a body, right? Bring that elbow inside the knee, peel the right arm up, open the heart towards the sky, and then reach for the toes. Slowly come back up. Straighten both legs out in front. Press the hands into the mat like you're trying to lift your booty up off the ground. Maybe it does lift a little bit. Kick out through the heels, lift them up, lift the heart, roll the shoulders open, tuck the chin a little bit, pull the belly in, lower the booty back down, inhale the arms up. Now keep this lift as you hinge forward and grab what you can. Again, keep lifting. If you can, keep your head lifted and just draw your heart towards your feet. On the inhale, see where you can create some space. On the exhale, soften into that space. And check in that you're not missing this breath, this opportunity to be a little more connected, find a little more calm. What if as we create and manifest our reality, each breath is like that check-in? Like, oh, okay, does she want peace? Does she want to project an image of peace? Or does she just kind of want more chaos? And what if each breath is telling the universe, like, oh, do we want it to be deep and slow and rich? Or is it just like, whatever, it's okay, just the way it is? And we'll probably oscillate in and out, right? Between remembering and projecting that image of peace and going back to just our default or the natural way of this world to that chaos or kind of autopilot. Slowly come back up. And we're gonna bring the soles of the feet together again like we did in the beginning and see if we created any space here. So maybe come into it a little deeper, pressing the feet together to lower the knees down and maybe starting to hinge forward. And slowly come back up. Now we're gonna bring our feet flat on the ground. Actually, we're gonna come into a boat pose. Squeezing the legs together, trying to straighten into the legs, softening through the face. Still trying to roll the shoulders open to open the heart. One more breath. Now really, really slowly we'll lengthen out to a hover. And keep reaching for the toes, keep kicking through the heels. And then release, hug your knees into your chest. Lower your feet down flat on the ground, as wide as the mat. Bring your arms out like a cactus and just windshield wiper your knees back and forth a couple times. Or you can stay on one side for a couple breaths. Take your time. Try to allow your breath to help you move really fluidly and soften. Now drop your knees to the right, and you can just stay right here, or if you want to, you can hook that right ankle on top of the left knee for a little bit more. Maybe gazing out over the left hand. Soften through the shoulders and the low back and the jaw with the inhale and the exhale. Slowly release, windshield wiper back and forth a couple times, and then we'll settle in on the other side. Dropping the knees to the left, stepping that left heel on the right knee, gazing out over the right hand. So yeah, imagine that each breath is basically you're putting in your order. You're telling the universe what you would have. And if you can draw in a little more peace, a little more stillness, then maybe that's what the next moment of the projection you're creating will look like. Kind of what seems to be going on here. Slowly release and windshield wiper back and forth a couple more times. We're going to roll it back into a plow pose. See, but just like everything, the irony is always there, right? Because it's like when we need that breath the most is when we kind of clutch. When things get hard or scary or we're stressed, we kind of seize up. And it's like ironic that we don't just default to breathing deeper when we know that's going to soften everything, slow our heart rate, even blood pressure. So in that plow pose, it's really important to soften because this pose can feel kind of really sticky and crunched up until you soften into it a little bit. From here, we're going to lift up into a shoulder stance. So bring the hands to the hips, straighten the legs up towards the sky. So see if no matter what pose you're doing, even if it feels like, there's no way I can breathe deep and slow in this pose. See if that can be like a challenge that you're readily accepting and go, I can breathe deep here, even if my throat's all crunched up. I can invite a little more prana, life force, into my being. Drop back into that plow and see if you can soften just a little bit more. Press down into the palms and slowly, slow as you can, roll back out. And slowly hug your knees into your chest. We're just going to do a gentle twist. If you'd rather do a deeper twist, you can. But just drop your knees over to the left. Bring your arms out like a cactus or straight out to the sides. But look down, see if your hips are stacked. Maybe you need to draw that left hip back just a little bit more. If you want to go deeper, you can wrap your knee around or even your toes around that calf, or bring your left hand to your knee. All right, I know there's still a little bit of tension in there. Maybe through your trap or pec muscle or shoulder or face. See if you can let it go with these last couple breaths. Slowly come back to center, hug your knees in. And when you're ready, drop it to the other side. Stack the hips if you can. And gaze out over the left hand. And see if you can muster a little bit of faith that if you continue to take slow, deep, mindful breaths, inviting that prana into your being a little deeper, inviting yourself to connect a little deeper with the highest parts of yourself, that will reflect into your outer world. That the you that you are projecting will show that. By showing more softness in the face and more spaciousness in the way we respond or react. Hug your knees into your chest one more time. And let your legs go long on the mat. All right, we'll take one really deep, slow breath together. Imagine if you could make it last long enough, you could heal the entire world and see how long you can hold on to this breath. Make sure you're not inviting tension in with the inhale. Keep softening and take just a little bit more if you can. And then let it all go. Turn your toes in towards each other and then open your feet back up a couple times, kind of quickly. And then slow it down and let your toes fall open. Turn your head side to side a couple times. Slowly come back to stillness in the center. Lift your hips up off the ground and let them flop back down heavy. Lift your back up off the ground and let it flop down. Now feel the space you've created and see if your whole self can soften into it here. You created this space in your life. See if you can really settle into it, into being grateful that you took this time, carved out this time. See if there's any way you could settle in just a little bit deeper and let go just a little bit more. Invite a deeper breath through your nose all the way down into your toes. Invite a little movement back into the body as you inhale the arms up overhead and lengthen out. And then roll over onto your right side. See if you can commit for the rest of the day or at least a couple of hours to staying in this place of ordering up the peace and calm you want in your life with the quality of each breath, not missing one chance to go a little deeper and let go just a little bit more so that you can clearly show the universe what it is you want your life to look like. When you're ready, slowly come back up to a seat. Inhale the arms up overhead. Draw the hands down to the heart. Let the head bow to the heart. Lift the thumbs to the space above the eyebrows and take a moment to thank yourself for showing up. May all beings everywhere be free from pain and suffering. May our thoughts and actions in some way contribute to that. Namaste.